As lesbians, we all have a story. From that young teenage girl, bold and brave, coming out for the world to see her, facing judgment or maybe even disownment from people unknown or from the people closest to her. To the woman who at first never really knew until she saw that one woman that she couldn't stop thinking about. She explored and then discovered. Then there are women like me who always knew but chose to hide, succumbing to compulsory heterosexuality, denying her love of a woman dictated by the roles and expectations of the life she was programmed to lead. I will be discussing closeted conversations in our community, such as mental health, self-love, and sexuality, while deconstructing societal stereotypes, our identities, and how these norms affect the way we view ourselves and the world we live in. This is the Late to the Party podcast, where it's never too late to RSVP to be part of the conversation. And I'm your host, Just Lex. Let's get this party started. What up, what up, what up? It's Just Lex in the building. Welcome to the Late to the Party podcast, and I am your host. This is our first ever episode, and I'm going to tell you something. I am ready. Okay, listen, I was just on TikTok for 5 months, just building a community of women. And I had come to the conclusion today that I am not going to wait any longer to get this launched because we all need to talk. This is a podcast for us lesbians out there, everybody in the LGBTQ plus community that are loving women, are girls liking girls, okay? I'm just trying to curate a space where we can talk what we need to talk about. What's giving healthy, right? What's giving happiness and love? That is really why we're here. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things as this season unravels. I really just want to touch on creating healthy spaces and really start talking about what it is to be in a healthy lesbian relationship. We're all out here just fighting for our lives with hardly any reference or any support in our communities. But I'm here to tell you, being a late in life lesbian, there are a lot of things that we put up with, but one thing that we are no longer tolerating is being invalidated and mistreated, not only by society, but the partners that we choose for ourselves and how we see ourselves as well. Because honestly, it's really, really hard out here. And coming into your queerness, your gayness, no matter what walk of life you come from, finding just a community of like-minded women is really tough. My experience really started to begin when I came out and I got onto TikTok, and I was just seeing all of these toxic TikToks of these relationships that were crashing out. And being late in life, I was really discouraged and nervous on where I look, what to look out for. But in anything like any other relationship in this world, we just really have to just focus it with it ourselves. And I just want to provide a resource and a place where we can find relativity and maybe do a little better next time. Because we can talk about our first lesbian heartbreaks. We can talk about all of the stereotypes that come with every single label. But at the end of the day, the only woman that we really need to have the central focus on is ourselves. Because we teach people how to treat us, okay? We hold the curriculum to all of the things on how people receive and treat us. So I'm here for a little bit of self-inventory. And ladies, full disclaimer, I am no expert. I'm not a doctor. I am not your therapist. I've just been through a few things, seen a few things, and have a few things to say. I've hit every single branch on the tree, learned every single lesson I had to learn in every situation that I have. And I have found myself in better situations, mentally, situationally, and overall just happier after a lot of different things in my life. And I'm just feeling so compelled in this last year, especially, to share those experiences, how I got out of those things, how I'm able to be successful now in my relationships and in the confidence of my gayness. Just an overall background of my experience, I have always loved women. But there's just been a series of events in my life that completely shut me down and invalidated that part of me that I was not comfortable to explore. I knew who I was. But the more and more that that seeped out, I'd seen the backlash and the hate and the just sheer invalidation of my gayness, not only because the way I looked, but what we all are here for in this society as women, to appease and to fit the roles to be with a man. There is nothing wrong with being with men. I'm not here to man bash. I'm not here to do any of those things. What I'm here is to bring to light that there are more to women than taking care of children and being with a man. We as lesbians are going against all things of what society tells what women are for, and that is 100% okay. I will no longer in my life allow what other people think to dictate my actions. Also, as that happens in the dating world, I know y'all is real ghetto out in them streets. And I strongly believe that we're having such a hard time with communication, loyalty, trust, honesty, because we have so many things to unpack and within ourselves, unravel and heal in order for us to be a great partner and a great woman in our lives and other people's lives. There is just a time in your life that you have to come to the realization that you have so much power in how things turn out for yourself. And there are some people out there that are lying, that are cheating, that don't have any reference to what a healthy relationship looks like. And that's okay, pumpkin. But it's really time to inventory that. Be accountable for that. And all those women out there that are doing the work, doing the healing, doing the unlearning, and tapping into your emotional intelligence to be able to be an effective, active, open communicator, my tip of the hats to you. But I know how frustrating it is to be out here, to be healing, to doing those things and not being able to find an aligned partner or like-minded community to support and curate healthier spaces around us. And we all just want to be happy out here. There's just so many things that are going on in our community, in this world, in our society, that it's just really hard to focus and have any hope whatsoever. And there's just so many stigmas on how we treat our masked women, what femmes do, what stems do, what all of these things. And we are just so distracted, okay, on the wrong things. All of those things do not matter. The moment you know who you are and what you expect and what your requirements are, your boundaries, your non-negotiables, it does not matter about what anybody else thinks, because the moment that you set those things in place and you are healthy and strong mentally, it does not matter how many people out here that are emotionally unintelligent. It does not matter about how many people are out there just jacking people's lives up, because once you understand what it is to love yourself and what you will tolerate, it does not matter, because you will not tolerate that shit. Here on the Late to the Party podcast, we're going to talk about all of the things that are required to live a healthy life. What it is to intentionally date somebody. What are the right questions we ask before we enter a relationship? What does slow burning mean? Debunking the stereotype of U-Haul lesbians. Talking about identity and how we treat each of our partners based on how they identify, how they appear, how they dress, how they act. Just deconstructing the stigma of stereotypes for our studs, our femmes, our no labels, eliminating all of the mess that is tied up into how we think these women are supposed to be like. And also intimacy and what it is to be, how great it is to be just gay and loving women. Because let's talk about that. If you know, you know. Let's be honest. Loving a woman, ain't nothing better in this world than loving a woman. Okay? And everybody knows it. And that's why we get so much hate. Because there is something so special and so magical about the lesbian woman. The woman that is unafraid to be herself and just love women. And it has been so freeing to come out of the closet. There has been, and it was not easy. It wasn't like, I've arrived, I'm out of the closet, life is great, and I know what I'm doing. It was the opposite. I was out and I was just upside down. I was dealing with so much shame. I was dealing with so much guilt. I was gaslighting the hell out of myself. I was so backwards. And as I was slowly turning back into view, I learned a few things. I've come to the realization of a few things. And I'm hoping that as I talk about those experiences, it could be less difficult and less confusing for a woman in my place back then. And also creating some community and building off of that and just being proud of being gay and walking into a room powerful, holding your partner's hand and knowing without a shadow of a doubt, you are authentically yourself. I am so excited to be here with you guys. And thank you so much for listening and watching and supporting me back on my TikTok platform. I'm hoping that comes back. In the 5 months that I had it, we grew 17,000 women. We had almost 2 million views and 200,000 likes. I had sat on my lives and cried and laughed and shared with so many amazing, intelligent, brilliant women. And we are out there just wanting to make a difference, not only in our lives, but our communities. And I'm here to tell you, here, that's what we doing. We are part of that positive change, and we're not going down quietly. We are going to be healthier. We're going to be more vibrant and more confident that being gay, being a lesbian is the best. That is all. That is it. Thank you for coming to the party. Late or not, know that you always have an invitation with me. Okay.